Hi there, it's Sam from poodles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today, and thank you for joining me on Way Back Wednesday. This is the day of the week when I go back to an old project and remake it in modern colours or up-to-date papers or something like that. And today I'm going back to just February of last year, so only a little over a year ago, and I made the faceted box. Now, I'd been out to America and I'd bought a box of Ghirardelli chocolates and deconstructed the box, and I shared it, and it went, well, I suppose kind of a bit viral. I ended up posting about a week later a blog post on my blog, funnily enough, with well over 100 variations of this that you guys had all made and shared with me. And I've seen now variations since where people have done double facets and triple facets and things like that. But I've decided I'm going to come back to the original, and I've changed up the closure here on the top and the pattern on it, but it still opens the same way. It still opens like that. And you can still get loads of goodies and treats and things and stuff inside. And yes, you can see I stamped it originally with Timeless Textures, didn't like it so much, so I went with First Sight. So I'm going to show you how to make it again, and as ever I'm working off the notes that I would have left you. So let me come down to my instructions. There they are. Let me just put that over to one side. So the piece of cardstock you need for this box is 11.5 by 7 7/8 of an inch, so 29 by 20.5 centimetres. We're going to stamp it first. So as I said, I've got First Sight. I did like the Timeless Textures, but it wasn't quite as random as I wanted it to be. It was a bit too uniform on the piece of cardstock, so didn't like it. So I decided to change it. So this is First Sight with Wisteria Wonder and matching ink. This one is Perfect Plum. So randomly stamp all over it, and the great thing about this is that the box is random, so it doesn't matter, you know, if you miss a bit like I've just done there, because the chances are it's going to be hidden away or in a bend and a fold somewhere. So just randomly stamp. There we go. So easy peasy. Let's get rid of that. Okay, so we're going to score on the short side first. Now normally you hear me say score on the long side, score on the short side. Please don't panic about writing any of the measurements down. I will have them all on my blog for you. Check the description bar below, and there will be a link to this actual project, not just a general one to my blog, but this actual one. So, but I will read them out anyway. So on the short side, we're going to score it at 2.5 inches, 4 5/8, 7 1/8 of an inch. And in metric, that's 6.5, 12 and 18.5. Then you need to turn it round, so you've got this small score line. So you've got a small one there and a big one there. This one needs to be at the top. We're going to score down to the second score line. So that short one was the first. This is the second one. So we're going to score only down to there, and we're going to score that one at 2.5, 5, 7.5, and 10 inches. And in metric, that is 6.5, 13, 19.5 and 26. Rotate it 180 degrees and then score only to the first score line, so just down to there. And we're going to score it at 1/4 of an inch. Oh, that's a small one, isn't it? 1/4 of an inch. I'm looking for my instructions. 2 3/4, 5 1/4. Is that right? 5 1/4. 7 3/4, whoops, and 10 1/4. And in metric, that is, I've lost it, 6.2, 12.7, 19.2 and 25.7. Okay, looks complicated, I promise you it's not. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, if I tip it this way, I'm going to score lines from there to there in a zigzag pattern. I'm hoping you can see that. So basically I'm joining that score line there that's to there. At the moment it kind of looks a bit like brickwork, so they're all offset. So we're going to make diagonal lines. So I flip it over and get my steel ruler. and I'm going to come along and score all of these lines in. And like I say, I've seen lots of variations of being, you know, loads of these have been made smaller, bigger, double facets, triple facets, to fit all sorts of goodies and gifts and treats and stuff. And it's a very clever box. And yeah, lots of good fun. Right, so if I flip it over, hopefully you can see my zigzag lines. And I'm going to bring in a pen, which is what I did on the original one, and show you the bits that we're going to take away. If I draw the lines in first, so we've got a line there, a very wibbly line now. And then all of these. So these are my wibbly wobbly triangles. Okay, so we need to shift quite a lot of this. We need to get rid of that thin bit and everything kind of above it, basically. And we need to leave 4 of these at the bottom. Is it 4 of these? Or is it the 5? I think it's the 4. Get rid of that one, but hang on to that triangle, that little half triangle, because that is going to stick round to there. We also need to keep all of this, but get rid of that and that one. So it's basically, it's going to fold round. This is this part of the box there, and those two are those bits. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to cut these all away. I'm not folding yet. I'm going to cut them away. I'm going to have to do it that way round because I can't see my lines. And cut up these straight score lines as well, all of them. I'd be cutting along the wibbly line, we'd have a wibbly box otherwise. That's why I've turned it round. Okay, so that's all going to come round. So you can see the bits I've taken away so far. Let's get rid of all of that. And then cut straight down there. So what I've done there is I've now separated my lid and cut out this part. Cut it away because we don't need that one. And we're going to use this bit to punch in it, so hang on to one of those. So that's what you've been left with, and these are all separated. These ones, that's this part here, you can see I've made them slightly shorter. That's just to avoid an overlap, so just hack off a bit. And then on the lid part, because you're folding it into a triangular part and not straight, you do need to trim a little bit away, only a little bit at the moment, because you can come and trim more if necessary. So it's kind of mitered there. And that is the box unfolded, flattened out. So come along and fold all your score lines now and burnish them. And the reason we didn't do it before is because we've got these diagonal lines. So now we can freely fold them. And I promise you it looks a complicated box. It's really not. And I guess it wasn't by the number of them that were shared. I posted it in my Facebook group, and then just every time I went back onto Facebook there were another 5 or 6 versions of it, and it was just wonderful to see and see people embrace it. So yeah, that's why I did the blog post and shared everybody's on there. It was marvellous. Okay, so all folded up. The piece of adhesive, this funny little half triangle here, this is what we're going to stick adhesive to on that side. So I'll grab my fuse. And then that is going to stick to this one here, following the line. There we go. So that is stuck down. This part is the front, so leave these two last and just fold these in. And that one, it doesn't matter whether it's the left or the right one that's the front. But that will fold over, meaning you can now close up your box. And oh, look at that, I got the angle just right. Oh, that was a bit of a first. I had to do a little bit of trimming on the first one. But yeah, I obviously got the angle just about right. So it will close in like that. And that is a cute, oh, I love this box. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, let's quickly finish it off. So this is the panel that I cut away before. And you can just about see, this is the Blossom Bunch Punch. And you've got a little bit of the patterning there. And it's just the right size. But I can get all three of my flowers out, just about. Okay, so, oh look, I've got the scribbling on that side. I think I did that last time round as well. So just elevate them a little bit, and all three of them, and we'll just layer them all up. So mini glue dots. Cat's under my desk and she is snoring again. Whoops. And then a candy dot in the middle, so I've got my Subtles pack and I've got my Wisteria Wonder. And just sort of lift that up again a bit. Mini glue dot on the back and pop it on the top. And that is my faceted box remade in different pattern and different closure. Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me, and I hope to speak to you very soon. Bye.